feeling coming out of that tournament?
You know, really good, because obviously we would like to have won 3 games, but I really liked how we played against Oklahoma. I thought the guys executed a game plan. We were able to do some things against a really good defensive team. We used to make free throws. If we make free throws, you know, I think we're ranked top 5 in the country in free throws attempted and about 250 in free throw percentage. So on one hand, I really like what's happening offensively because we're aggressive. On the other hand, you got to make those, and so that's a toughness, that's a concentrated thing, and I think we'll see improvement in that area, and that's something that's fixable. If it's effort or you've just got some things that you can't fix, that's what you get nervous with. And so we left the Oklahoma game going, you know, we did a lot of good things. We make free throws, we advance. The Carolina game, we had to deal with something we haven't had to deal with, and that's Kevon getting 4 fouls and basically playing the first 10 minutes of the second half without him, and we haven't had that. You know, we've had to rotate Tony in and out of the lineup. We've even had Norman in a little bit of foul trouble, but Kevon being in serious foul trouble, that's been a whole different area for us. And against that team, where they're about 6'10" in every position, that was hard on us. And we had a lot of new things, you know, guys being guarded by different sizes and those things. We had uncharacteristic assist turnover game where we're one of the better in the country up until that game. So we think that's fixable. But the thing I'm really impressed with, on our 7th game in 14 days, how hard we played against UAB. And that's encouraging because we got a lot of good things done when I know the guys were exhausted and beat up and tired, and I think we're one of the few teams in the country that had a stretch of 7 games in 14 days. So it wasn't ideal of what we wanted in wins, but I do think we saw a lot of character in our guys, and we've been able to get back and work on some of those things that became apparent that needed to be worked on by playing the teams we played in the Bahamas.
You said you wanted to find a backup point guard to get Bryce kind of into that shooting guard role. Where does Isaac stand right now?
Well, and Isaac will be that. You know, it's not like there's not 10-day contracts. I can't, you know, I can't go out and do that. So, you know, we were dealt the hand we were dealt in September, or late in September, which isn't the easy hand to be dealt. But Isaac is more than capable of doing it. But that takes time, you know, where Bryce had his freshman year to do an understudy under Kyle and work every day against Kyle, and he didn't have the pressure of being a starter. He had a reserve role in doing it. Isaac's getting thrown into that, not in a reserve role, but actually part of his role. And so that's going to take some time, and I thought he was much better. He was very good in Oklahoma. He was very, very good against UAB and running it. He had a tough game against Carolina, but you know what, so did everybody else. You know, it was a lot of guys' toughest games. You know, we had a lot of guys not play well against Carolina. So he'll be the guy that settles into that. But then I think you'll also see us be able to do some things where we put Kevon back there and we put Norman back there just to mess with some things that we want to do, whether it's posting up or whether it's getting Bryce running off some screens or however we want to do some things.
Are you talking them back there at the point or just guard in general?
No, you'll see them at point some.
Okay.
Yeah, you'll see them at, you know, whether you want to call them a point forward or whatever you want to call them, but you'll see those guys, you know, not extended minutes, but just to give Bryce a blow, just to give him to where his breaks aren't just on the bench, but now we can get him, you know, going off screens and coming off some down screens and some base